In the fall of 2006, I was approached by two motivated young men, Tony and Sean, to start a college program at Oregon State Correctional Institution. I then went to Chemeketa and to the Department of Corrections to gain approval to have a program, and both said it really was the right thing to do. In the winter of 2007, we started our first class. It was a self-pay class, and we offered a business environment class with 8 students enrolled in the class. Spring term, we offered another class with Laura Murphy Cole. It was a geography class. During that term, a generous citizen in our community saw a program on 60 Minutes. The program focused on a college program in a maximum custody prison in upper state New York. And as he watched the program, he was wondering, what are we doing in Salem? The following day, he contacted our president and asked, what are we doing? What's Chemeketa doing? She then connected him with my dean, Ron Bassett-Smith, who then suggested that he call me. I did receive the call just a few days later, and I don't know this person. He introduces himself, and he says he's interested in a college program, supporting one here in Salem, and what can we do? And I'm thinking, yes, really, someone's going to support a college program in prison. But I kept myself, I kept professional, and I listened and started writing down notes, and I told him I would definitely get back with him in a couple of days with a proposal on what we could do and what we could offer. As soon as I get off the phone, I call my boss, and I said, do you know this person? And he says, I know this person. I said, is he for real? He said, he's for real. I started working on what would the cost be, and I thought, well, let's just put out a proposal for 2 institutions with 2 classes a term and all 4 terms, and let's say 20 students a class. And so I put together the proposal, got the figures to our foundation office, who looked them over to make sure that I had done my figures right, and then they gave those figures to the donor, and he said, this looks good, let's do it. When I heard that he approved it, you just can't say enough about, this is just awesome, this is a miracle. And so then the planning begins, and it takes a lot of work to put together a program and to make sure that students are taking the classes that they need that will actually get them to a degree. On top of that, you have to do all the college placement tests and all the different things to make sure they're successful. In the fall of 2007, we started our first funded college program at Oregon State Penitentiary and Oregon State Correctional Institution. During that term, different Chemeketa staff started coming in, and they caught the vision. They saw these men and see that they were anybody's son, anybody's brother that had made a bad decision or a bad choice in life. And they could see the potential in what, really not only what this means for these men, but also what it means to their families and to their children and to our community.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the graduating class of 2012.
Nat Viranon.
Colin Grady.
Charles Carnes.
Kevin Gregory.
Travis Graham.
Naylor Joels.
Jason Barton.
At Chemeketa Community College, we believe, as B.B. King once said, the beautiful thing about education is that no one can take it away from you. Our College and Sign program offers incarcerated students a chance to truly change their lives and the lives of those in their community. We are very proud of this program and of these students. We asked our graduates to share just a little bit about their unique college experience.
I joined the College Inside program because I knew that it would be a key to a successful future.
It gave me a good chance to fill my time for my last couple of years and get a head start on going to school.
One of the highest points was when I actually told my son that I was going to graduate, hearing his response on the phone.
I wanted to make sure that my time incarcerated wasn't time wasted.
Maybe I could actually get my degree.
It was an educational journey that's turned into an adventure for me.
It's brought a sense of community and humanity to you in an environment that's basically void of those attributes.
As I look out in the audience, because this is two-way. I'm not good with technology, so I couldn't tell you how it works, but I can see y'all. And I look at I see some students that have already graduated. I see the students that have graduated today, and I might not be there physically, but I'm there in spirit.
In our program, students discover more about the process of learning and working with people, as well as practical skills they will take into the community.
So we asked several students, what skills did you learn from this program?
The skills that I feel I've cultivated the most through the College Inside program would probably be communicating with other people and working as a group to achieve a common goal. We're all in here moving forward, try to do better in our lives. And besides, simple jobs and stuff in society when I was out, I've never really worked with a group of people towards a common goal before. And it's a really good feeling to, know you're with a group of people that are all holding each other accountable and to a higher standard than the people you're surrounded by and trying to do good in your life.
It's been a long process, so sticking with it and being able to follow through for 4.5 years instead of 2 years in regular campus has been a struggle sometimes. There have been times when I thought that maybe I'm done, maybe it's time to just do something else, but I stuck with it, and now I'm here finally getting my associate's degree.
The biggest thing that I've learned, or maybe relearned through this program, is how to learn. It had been a long time since I had been in any kind of educational environment when I came into the program.
The college program has taught me that when I start to struggle or start to fall, that I know how to overcome that now, and I know how to put my head down and work towards things that I set my mind to.
After I took a couple 3 college classes, my family had said about, is somebody else writing your letters now? You're completing your thoughts. Your writing is just so much better. So it does have that area, but bigger than that, it impacted me in a way that of just understanding. I learned to understand.
Growing up, I always took the easy path, and if I found things difficult, I always went path of least resistance. So this has taught me that to face challenges and not to give up, to work through the hard stuff, because some of the classes can't breeze through. So it's taught me to not to back down when things get too complicated, to continue forward.
After completing the college program here at OSCI through College Inside, I think I'll take a lot of skills with me. Being able to use my time in an effective manner, being able to sit down and literally motor through a task for whether it take 3 hours or 6 hours. They gave me confidence to be able to do that with everything else in life. It's just that perseverance, that motivation, that drive, that discipline to know that there's this huge task in front of you, and realistically, this is a huge task that never ends. Education is something that you throw yourself into wholeheartedly and completely, and just that it will never end, yet you keep going. And you just keep going. There is no stopping, and you enjoy it. It's satisfying, it's fulfilling. I began to be able to be good at expressing myself, at articulating my thoughts. That's a bridge that's a bridge for people from all walks of life. I think those are some of the skills that I will carry with me the most.
And you can do that in multiple languages now, yeah?
Sí, es la verdad.
Students in our program develop a camaraderie that allows them to improve their study skills and also have a little bit of fun.
The interaction with fellow students and professors, it's something that you don't find anywhere else while you're incarcerated. I mean, rarely with maybe a volunteer, but with other inmates, you just don't generally have the kind of conversations you tend to have with students, you know. So here's guys that you're incarcerated with that you're able to have meaningful conversations with, and it's amazing.
There's been a lot of interesting classmates. A lot of different classes, you know. We didn't all have the same classes at the same time, so some classmates would be in some classes but not others. And there's been a lot of camaraderie. There's also been some competition, friendly competition for the most part. And you know, we'd work together, we'd study together, but as help, not as someone doing anything for anybody else.
Some of the things that I'll remember about my classmates here at OSCI will be their dedication, the hard work, their willingness to help others. I know I could go to any of the students within the program because that's just an unspoken rule that we have between each other, that we know that we can carry each other when we start falling.
The thing I think I'll remember the most about my classmates is their eagerness and determination to learn. Getting to know so many different people, the instructors, and even guys that I was around every day that I didn't know that well until we started interacting in class.
Camaraderie, the support with one another to do a good job, get a good grade. There might have been a little joking and funning, you know, in the classroom once in a while. There was a skit in one of our Spanish classes that was done by Jeff Holloway, and he had the big hat and all the dressed up in Sal was playing a puppet or something like that. I thought that was kind of hilarious myself.
Some of the high points was creating the bonds that I have created with my fellow classmates.
Nick McCarty, the man who made it possible for me. He would swear up and down that I would have done it by myself, and I might have, but I don't think I would have done it the way I was able to without him. Pepe and Jeff in Spanish, invaluable. You know, Marcelli, it's just bouncing things off each other. I remember something significant about every single student, so it's like if I sit here and tell you, we'll be here forever.
College memories last a lifetime, and our students are no different.
When you walk into the college classroom, you don't feel like you're in prison for a couple hours.
There's been a lot of interesting classmates. There's a lot of silly people, and we've all had our moments.
One thing that I'll always remember about my college experience is the conversations and the friendships that I've built.
The program's pretty darn good, I think. It caused me to understand myself better.
What I would tell other students is just to have the confidence that they can do it.
I just encourage anybody coming in the program or that's in the program currently. There'll be times when it's really hard and you have just hours, have to sit there at the books and just beat the books for a couple hours, 3 hours every day. Don't look at that. Look at the end. Look at your goal that you've set, and it makes it worthwhile.
The biggest piece of advice, single piece of advice that I could give any student now or in the future is to stick with it. There are times that come up that are difficult, but if you stick with it, you'll find a way to get through it, and you can use that not just in school, but in the rest of your life.
The biggest piece of advice I would probably have for any future or current students is, like most things in life, education isn't an exact science. There isn't one textbook way for you to learn the information. You need to find what works for you and get what you can out of it. Make it work for you. Find out how you absorb information the best and run with it.
Some of the advice I'd give to the students that are still enrolled and working towards graduating would be committed, and it's not an easy road. So when you come up against some challenges, fight through it and the rewards are worth the struggle.
I don't think anybody learns anything all on their own. My classmates have been as big a part of me learning everything I've learned in College Inside as I have.
To the students who come after us, man, don't ever take this for granted. Work hard, day in, day out. This comes before everything else, every yard, every fundraiser. Anytime you feel like laying down, put in that extra time, man. You owe it to the donor, you owe it to Betsy, you owe it to Nancy, you owe it to your own families. It's doable, man. If I can do it, anybody can do it.
Another group that deserves special recognition will be all the guys that helped out with study hall.
The study hall gives us a great opportunity to have somewhere to study where there's no distractions.
I would definitely like to thank Nick McCarty for donating his time, and especially for the math classes that he helped everyone with.
Anytime I've had a question at study hall, Nick and Luke are always there to help.
Lucas Green's always been someone I can go to for help, and never makes me feel off for asking for help. And Rubens Fairley has also been a immense help.
We create this bubble, this space of our own. Economics over here, Spanish over here, statistics over here. I believe in y'all. The harder the training, the easier to fight. Always remember that.
Success is never a solo project. Our students would like to take the opportunity to express their appreciation for everybody that has made this program possible.
I'd like to thank the instructors from all my classes.
My family for supporting me and letting me know how proud they are of me for making the best of a not-so-good situation.
Administration for letting this program come into the institution.
The other students that I've worked with, the students, my friends.
My son, because I gave my word to my son that I would graduate college.
All the teachers and all my fellow students as well.
The people before us that made it possible and showed that, hey, this is a realistic thing. We thank you.
Primary donor that supports the program would definitely have to get a special thank you.
We can't afford to do this on our own, so having a donor makes it all possible.
I would think we could all aspire to be like him.
He's given me and so many other people such a great opportunity.
The program wouldn't be where it is today without the donors. This man he's amazing.
Without him, many of us wouldn't have viable futures. Without him, we'd be going back out into the community with no realistic hope of not coming back. I love all y'all.
College is about more than just the content of a book or the essence of an essay. It is also about community and growth and the future. As we say goodbye to these graduates, we hope that their journey of learning and discovery will not end here. There are new pages yet to be written.